Hey everybody, this is Jeff Bill, the business guru, coming to you from, yes, downtown Manila late at night. And I'm speaking to another wonderful client in the USA. We've been USA most of the week, apart from our last guest was from Italy. Anyway, guys, what I want to tell you about is why don't you come on Stars on Spotlight and make yourself famous? Think about it. TV commercials, $30,000, right, for a TV commercial, right? And then, bear with me for some second, got a technical problem here. I'm right. What happened? Got TV commercials, $30,000, and people can probably go and make a cup of coffee while instead of watching it. 10 radio spots will set you back in the States probably between $3,000 and $5,000. And no one listens to those either. They might even be on the right channel. But with me, guys, Stars on Spotlight, for totally free, you can go across 14, that's right, 14 different platforms, totally free. We'll make you famous all over the world and even put you on YouTube where all your social media links will be. And it's up to you to promote that and spread the word and put you out to the whole world. So my next guest, we're going to do that right now. My next guest, I'm in the dark here, guys. I haven't got the lights on, but never mind. Is a lovely man by the name of Tim Perry, and Tim's a performing proprietor, and Tim Perry rocks. He's in the entertainment industry, been there most of his life. He's been playing and performing for over 30 years. Imagine that. He started at 13, playing professionally and full-time since 2016. Brief description, he's a singing guitarist, mainly solo, but will perform with a backing band occasionally, who loves to elevate the vibe of the room. I do mostly corporate entertainment, private parties using loop pedal, acoustic guitar, hand percussion, and my voice, playing everything from Drake to Sinatra. Sinatra would be awesome. I love taking requests and can take them on the spot. I want Hotel California, please. No, kidding.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Key achievements. He uses experience in marketing and negotiation, stuff in marketing he learned from mentors and teachers like myself. He applied it on one of his websites, www.timperryrocks.com. People get squeamish about discussing money, but I love to talk about it. I landed at one client, had a huge event where he wanted me to play live for him and his friends, discussed the budget, and we agreed to perform for 1.5 hours for 20,000 US dollars. How cool is that, guys? And he's thrilled to pay, of course. And I was pretty excited to land this deal as a performer, and he's the ideal client. Personal motto, let's see, I don't muck this up. Amor fati, which means embrace fate. And I say, guys, if it's up to me, it's meant to be, it's up to me. No one's coming to save you. So get off your ass and save yourselves, guys. Right? Interesting thing about himself. After selling his business, he traveled the world for almost 5 years with his two wonderful terriers. And so there's more about that a bit later. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome to the stage Mr. Tim Perry. How are you, Tim?
Doing well, Jeff. Thanks for having me. I love your
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So this is an honor. Thank you.
No, you're most welcome, my friend. You're most welcome. Tell us about your journey and from a young boy and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. What's been the journey?
Yeah, so yeah, it's been an interesting journey. Lots of ups and downs, mostly ups, which is great. But yeah, I got started playing in bands when I was a teenager. I remember I got one of my friends was his dad was really into guitar, and I got learned a lot from him. And then another one of my friends' dad, same thing, guitar, learned a lot from him, still learn a lot from him. Um, so yeah, just kind of started playing in bands, and I just loved it so much. And one of my like core values is fun. I love having
Absolutely.
fun. To me,
Yeah,
there's nothing more fun than playing music. And even like a bad day of playing music, that's not that bad. I mean, it's you know what I mean?
absolutely. Of
It's
course.
really not a bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that first note that comes out brightens the day, right?
yeah, and kind of there's this like a lot of people think like, oh well, you want to be famous. No, I don't want to be famous. I have no interest in it. I like being liked. I think everyone likes being
Sure.
liked. I like being good at what I do. But that was never a desire at all. But definitely like, or not even that I have the talent to. I don't know. I don't even know that I'm one of the best, but I would say that I'm really good at like bringing the vibe up in a
Yeah,
room.
and
That's what
passionate,
I
passionate about what you do. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and that's I don't know if that answers your question, but that's
It
kind of the
does.
deal.
It does. Answers it very
It,
well.
it's so much fun that that's what I want to do
Tell
with
me,
my
what's
time.
been the most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome that?
Mm. Um, it's a good question. Really kind of staying focused has been a real
Yeah.
challenge. And also too, like the really big challenge is viewing this as a real job.
Yep.
Because even still, I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and when I tell people like I'm a musician, there's a stigma out there. I think I could be wrong,
Yeah,
and
you're
maybe
right.
this
No,
is
I agree. Back in the old days, it certainly
my
was.
insecurity. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
the smoky,
anyway, just kind of viewing it as a real job.
the smoky dens, the drugs, sex, drugs,
Yeah,
and rock
yeah,
and roll.
drugs, alcohol, sex, drugs. People automatically assume you're out cheating on your spouse and doing
Yeah.
all this terrible stuff. It's like, no, actually, wor worst night out, I might stop because Chinese food is the only thing open. I might go get a poo-poo platter on the way home. You know what I mean? Like that's about as wild as I party.
I love it. Tell me an
Yeah.
important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction when you grew up and get a bit of an idea what you wanted to do. What pivotal moment changed your direction?
Oh gosh. So there's a couple of things. But I can't remember what I wrote when I wrote you, but I would say that the biggest thing was, well, just being an entrepreneur. Like I had a paper route growing up,
Yep,
and I and
we've
I
all
grew
been there.
I grew
Get
that
a few
paper route.
dollars. Yep,
Yeah, and I grew that paper route into one of the biggest. It
yep,
was for the Falmouth Enterprise, which is this little teeny tiny, and the
yep.
Mashpee Enterprise is like teeny tiny paper, and I grew it into this like huge thing. And yeah, it started doing that. I hired one of my friends to help me because I couldn't drive at the time, and so he helped me drive around. And then I had a cleaning company, and one of the big pivotal moments of that was like my first $1,000 day.
Awesome.
This was back in the late 90s,
Yep.
and so that
When money
was
was money.
early
Yep.
2000. Yeah, yeah, and it was just so profound to me to make $1,000, and that got me pretty excited. And I'm not to be honest, I didn't love cleaning. I liked it, I liked it.
Yep.
I always
Sure.
enjoy my work, but it definitely it's hard. It's hard work. It
Yeah.
can
No
be really
doubt.
hard work.
Yep.
Yeah, and so same thing that just grew into something, and then yeah, and then with music, as far as playing music, like I always under this impression it's not a real job. And I did it as kind of as a hobbyist, but I played
Yep.
every day. I was 13. And performed in front of people, all that good stuff, but never for pay because I never viewed it as a real job. But then I started meeting people that were performing and making a good living.
Sure.
And I was like, man, I gotta figure out what they're doing. And so I just really started emailing people and
Good. I
calling
love
people,
it.
cold calling other musicians, like, what are you doing? Listen, I'm not competition. I'm in Massachusetts. You're in Florida.
Yeah.
Like
Good
I'm
idea.
not
Great
coming to
idea.
get you. What's going on?
Great idea. Clever.
I ended up, just kind of getting this amazing,
Feedback.
free mentorship,
Yeah. Yeah.
from all
Love
these
it.
different people who were just happy to help. And
Clever.
yeah, and then yeah, that started turning into like, matching what I was making cleaning, and I'm like, this, I'm on to something. This is cool. And
Yeah.
I don't have to have, I used to have all these employees. I think at
Yeah.
one point at the
And you're
height,
passionate
I had,
about it, and and you can work your
yeah,
own hours, etc.
yeah, yeah. I work a few hours a week, and that's it. It's pretty awesome. Doing what I love, working a few hours a week, and
No.
and I'm not rich, but I'm making enough money to do what I gotta do.
Yeah, Mr. I call it Mr. Big Enough. And that's all you want to be, guys, in life. Be
Yeah.
Mr. Big Enough. Don't stress. Be Mr. Big Enough. Don't chase the holy dollar. Tell me, in your opinion, what are the
Well
key
said.
qualities or skills that have contributed to your success?
Mhm. You gotta be good with people. I think that's number one.
Yeah, people
Um,
person. That's it.
yeah, my mom always instilled that. I mean, and even if you're not good with people, like it's not. Some people aren't. It's just not. They don't enjoy it, and
Yep,
it's not where they're any remote direction in life. Totally cool, but like you're gonna have to interact with people on some level, even if you're in a basement coding somewhere.
absolutely.
Be nice enough to the guy who calls you, or not even
Sure.
nice, but
Doesn't hurt to be
be
nice to
people
people. A
enough.
smile costs you nothing.
Exactly. And I mean that works for me. I'm not saying it's gonna work for everyone, but that works for me. And that I think is very important, and also to just managing your emotions, because especially with entrepreneurship,
That brings
Jeff, you know,
to my. Go
yeah,
ahead.
sorry.
You're right. Go.
I was gonna say I was gonna say the ups and down of
Yeah,
entrepreneurship. It's not
we well,
hard.
you got to have rain to see a rainbow, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's paved with heartache if you can't focus on the right things.
Yeah,
And
true.
so I would say my focus is really
Coming to
important.
that very question and very point, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field, Tim? What's your secret there?
Yeah. Well, specifically in music, one thing. So there's this guy. I'm gonna grab the book. Hold on. Been thinking a lot about this guy. Ari Herstand has a book, and you can't see it, but anyway,
No,
it's
big-
how to make it new music business. Ari Herstand. So, he's a musician who writes about musicianship, and I'm gonna be honest, his music's not really my style, but like he's a cool dude, and
but
he
the
has a lot of
concept,
really good
but
practical.
the concept's there, right?
Exactly. And one thing he talks about is kind of, and I'm gonna botch it. I'm paraphrasing with Liberty here, but like he talks about kind of filling yourself up as a artist.
Yes,
And what that entails is like from time to time, like playing songs you really love, playing
yep,
songs that move you. But then also like going and seeing shows, seeing other artists,
sure.
and just
Learn
taking that in, and like
Get the
about
ideas, the
once a month.
concepts. Yep.
Yeah, get the concepts, and it's just fun, and it's just it anchors you, and oh, okay, yeah, this is why I do this. This is really fun. Like I'm not just playing, Don't Stop Believing by Journey for the 5,000th time. You know what I mean? It's like now I can,
You
this gives
make
me
me
an
laugh.
idea. I'm gonna,
Let me tell you a quick story.
yeah.
I went to a bar in Bangkok, and I said to a a guy like yourself, I was talking to him about life, that's having a chat and having a beer between breaks. And I said, what songs is the most requested? He said, oh shit. He said, I hate playing Hotel California. And I'm thinking to myself,
Ah,
I was going to ask you to play Hotel California because
yeah,
I love it.
go,
So there you go.
go. Yeah, no, no, no. But it's a great song, and
It is a
and
great song.
it, and even Don't Stop Believing. Like people like it for a
The
reason.
lyrics
Yeah,
are so good. You
so
know,
good, right?
yeah,
And speaking of lyrics, like something fun you can do, and especially this goes on to like vibe in a room and bringing the vibe up in the room. And I know a lot of musicians are gonna watch this and be like, "He's lame. He only does cover songs." I don't really care. I'm making a living and I'm having fun.
yeah,
Like I'm
sure.
not famous. People aren't coming to see me. They're coming to hear good music.
Yep.
It. And that's not true. Some people do like to come see me, but I'm not. I'm not Taylor Swift, and nor will I ever be. Nor do I want to
No,
be.
sure.
And, but anyway, like the idea of like kind of bringing up the vibe in the room. I always get to know people a little bit, and I just listen for what they're talking about, what they got going on, what their name is, what year they were born. Like say they were born in 1991. There's like that line in Hotel California is like, we haven't had that spirit here since 1969. I'll
Oh
do
yeah.
1991.
I
I'll do,
change it.
say,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it, 1991, and they'll lose their mind like, on stupid stuff like that, like the,
Yeah,
or
I get
I'll
it.
mention the
I've
name of their
seen
town.
some of the smart
Yeah,
hotels, they have the band play it and they'll say, Welcome to the Hotel Hilton. Not the California.
yes,
They
yeah,
change
no,
the lyric.
no, that's exactly. Yeah, no, I play the Hyatt Regency in
Yeah,
Boston all the time, like the
yeah,
super famous hotel, and I always throw in "Welcome to the Hyatt Regency Cambridge," and like
yeah.
people
Lovely.
they're like they can't help, and then the manager hears it, and
Yeah.
he's like, "This guy hired for the rest of his life."
I
Like we're,
love it.
we're
Yeah.
gonna have him here all the time. So
Yeah, you see, you get it. See, you're having fun with it. I got to tell you a quick
yeah.
story, guys, all of you. One night, my girl went out, and I was home on my own, and I turned on the TV, and it was a bit boring. And I come across a concert, and I thought, "Oh, I'll watch this, buddy. I'll have a Scotch and Coke," and I watched this concert, and it turned out song after song after song were all these bloody hits. And I'm not a music person back in those days, and it turned out to be, of all people, Neil Diamond.
Oh
Sweet Caroline and, all that
yeah.
stuff. It was, and I couldn't believe I'm going, what? One guy, I couldn't believe that one guy, if you listen to a Neil Diamond album, guys, you'd be amazed. One guy pumps out so many awesome songs. And the guy was a legend, right? A legend.
No, it's unbelievable. And in Jeff, I don't know if you know this, but in Boston, So
Yep.
Sweet Caroline is like the theme, the Red Sox theme
Yes.
song. And
All
so
right.
that's an easy win up in Boston. Anyone listening, if you ever have a party, just play Sweet Caroline. You all know that if you live here.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Sweet Caroline, you get everyone singing along because they associate it with the Red Sox. It's
Yeah,
a great
it's
song.
bloody awesome, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, what advice would you give an aspiring person coming through, wants to follow up in your footsteps? What would you tell them?
Mm. Gosh, I would say the biggest.
I'd say get a mentor. Do what you did. It was a
I,
good one.
I,
I
well,
like
I was,
what
I
you
was just
did.
gonna say, mentoring is the key. Like that's how I've broken through all kinds of stinking thinking, all
Yeah, I
kinds of
love that.
bad habits
Love
and
that.
stuff with mentoring and like I'm not shy about it. Like I don't
Sure.
like if someone's doing something cool, I'll call them and people love talking about themselves and their
Absolutely.
accomplishments. And not even in an arrogant way. It's because it's
No,
cool. Like what they
sure.
did is cool and it's cool to
Communicate.
ask them about.
Yeah, learn to
Exactly.
communicate, guys. Get off those phones and learn to communicate the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. But even if you're on the phone 24/7, shoot them a note on Instagram. I can't tell you how many like not famous, but like I have a huge shelf of books here. I
Yep.
read every day
Yep. Good.
and I love reading and I love listening to stuff, all that. And I'll email like a writer.
Yep.
And I've gotten so much phenomenal information. One of the conversations I had with this guy, he
Fantastic.
wrote a book. Yeah, and anyway, I could go on and on. Mentors, what was
When
the
I was
question?
younger, I'd say you can talk to anyone. They're human. They got two arms, two legs, and they, as you
Yes.
said, they love to talk about themselves. So reach out.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised who you can reach if you want to, if you take the time.
Yeah.
You know.
No, exactly. And it's just it's crazy to me like just from a phone call or an Instagram message or a Facebook message, an email,
Sure.
like, people don't always get back to you, but
What's
I
the worst
I
that can
can't.
happen? Worst can happen is nothing,
Yeah,
right?
oh, they haven't gotten back to me. Well, email 10 more people and you won't even care if no one gets back to you because you're like,
Yeah.
I already emailed 10 people. No one's getting back to me. I don't even care anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
but then you'll be surprised when even, 6 months down the road, someone's like, hey, I was busy, but I got your email. Yeah, let's chat. Here's my personal cell phone number. And it's
Yeah.
like, someone who has like a best-selling book, and you're like, whoa, okay, yeah, cool, let's do it. And call them
Fantastic.
up and
That's
and they,
right.
you end up vibing. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah. Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future, Tim? What's around the corner
Yeah,
for you?
that's a good question. Yeah, so love doing music. I love it. And it's like kind of we were talking a little bit about this, and kind of like once you get the momentum going, it's moving, it's cool. You don't have to keep your foot on the gas all the time. And kind of what I got going on is I've been taking on clients doing like web marketing, digital marketing.
Interesting.
And yeah, it just getting you found on Google, and that's what I did with my website. And
Yep.
I mean, it changed the way I do business. And yeah, if you look at my website, it's not necessarily sexy,
Yep.
but people see it, and I
That's what
get a
matters. Yep.
lot of business from it, and it can be applied to just about any business. And yeah, that's why I've been able to help a few people like get their businesses rocking
Yeah.
and rolling.
Think
And
about this,
yeah,
guys. Let me put it out to the audience. What's number one in the world for burgers? McDonald's. What's number one in the world in general for pizza? Pizza Hut. What's number one in the world for fried chicken? KFC. What have they all got in common? They're all crap. But why are they leaders in their field, guys? Because of one thing, great marketing. It's all about marketing, guys. You don't have to have the best product. It helps. I'd love to have the best product. That's with Tim. However, if you've got the best marketing, the guy with the best marketing wins. So if you want some help with your marketing, reach out to Tim, reach out to myself, and we'll put you in the right direction, guys. All right. So that's what it's about. Tim, we're going to wrap
yeah.
this up now. Tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I wrote down. All right, I got a lot of funny stuff that people don't know about me, but I love watching trashy TV. 90 Day Fiance, uh,
That is trashy.
1,000 Pound Sisters. I
Ah,
love
no.
all that. I used to really love like catching like Maury's not, he's not he's out of business or whatever. He's retired.
Right.
And incidentally, I worked on his house once upon a time. He has a house near here. Anyway,
Yep.
yeah, Maury Povich, Jerry Springer. I love all that trashy garbage TV. I even
Fair
watch the
enough.
old reruns on YouTube. I don't know why it just shuts my brain down.
No, no,
Otherwise,
that's
I'm
right.
constantly
It's just a
thinking.
way. It's just a way
Yeah,
of it's a way of vegging out, isn't
yeah, totally. And I don't recommend watching it all day every day. Even Dr. Phil is like the worst,
it?
right? It's the worst. But anyway, yeah, it's just the worst advice on all those shows, and I love watching it. But it's like cake, you just gotta have a bite, and that's good. And then put it away or throw it away. Don't eat it all the
Love
time
it.
because
All right, we're about to
not gonna
wrap it
go.
up. So, guys, Tim's been an awesome guest, and if you'd like to be on Stars on Spotlight, you've got your opportunity all to right through to Christmas. In fact, right through to Christmas, up until the 23rd, guys. I'll be doing Stars on Spotlight, helping to make you guys famous all throughout the world. So feel free to reach out, just like Tim has today. And thanks very much for being on the show, Tim. You've been an awesome guest, like many other guests.
Jeff, you are the best. Thank you for having me, and I really enjoyed our time. Thanks so much.
Likewise, thank you.